Hey guys, what's up? My name's Joshua Kirk, and now it's time for part 2 of my vinyl collection, which I have a few more left to show you. So here we go. But before we get to showing the vinyls, I just want to wish everybody a happy New Year's Eve. Hopefully your New Year's Eve is going pretty well. I know so far I'm having a good New Year's Eve, and hopefully next year will be excellent with more reviews I'm going to do and more collection videos and stuff, and plus this will be my last video of 2013 before 2013 comes to a close, and then we get into the beginning of 2014. So anyway, let's get started. So the first vinyl I'm going to show you is actually one that I got at Ka-Chunk Records in Annapolis, Maryland today. This is the first album from Bright Eyes. It's called Letting Off the Happiness. As you can see, there's like some fireworks on the cover art of this. Pretty cool. Here's the front here. Spines look very, very small, so I wouldn't really call them spines. I just call them sides of it, and then there's the back of it. Just basically just the backwards artwork of the cover art of this album. But anyway, I'm gonna open it up. Like, I already took it off the shrink wrap. But anyway, here's the paper here. It's got the liner notes, and musicians on here include Conor Oberst himself, along with Mike Mogis, who is like Conor Oberst's partner in crime in Bright Eyes, Matt Mangin, who played bass a little bit, Matt Foch, who played drums, Conor Oberst's brother, Matt, who played some guitar on the song Compare and Contrast and Compare, Neely Jenkins sang a little bit on here, along with Andy LeMaster, who did some of the mixing on it, Jeremy Barnes on here, who played some drums on it, Kevin Barnes, Ted Stevens, who played some sloppy drums, as Conor Oberst said in the liner notes for Pull My Hair, and along with Aaron Drury, who played an exceptionally haunting ebow bass on Teresa and Thomas, along with Little Rob Nansel, who played some finger cymbals perfectly. I'll tell you the names of the songs on here. If Winter Ends, Per Drake, My Prince, I don't know how to pronounce it, Contrast and Compare, The City Has Sex, The Difference in the Shades, Touch, June on the West Coast, Pull My Hair, A Poetic Retelling of an Unfortunate Seduction, and Teresa and Thomas. And of course at the bottom there's the rest of the liner notes and the thank yous, it looks like. And then on the back there's the lyrics, which I love to see that in vinyl. Wouldn't be fair otherwise, but it's not that I hate getting albums without lyrics. If I don't get it with lyrics, that's okay too. I prefer it with lyrics, to be honest with you. And I'm pretty sure that's how most people prefer it too, so that's why I'm saying it. Let me show you the vinyl. So it's in this plastic sleeve, and but let me be real careful and get it out, because vinyls have a very high resistance to scratching, and it would be unfortunate if I did scratch this. So that's why I'm being real careful with it. I'm putting it on top of my instruments. That's okay with you. There's side A with the first 5 songs, and side B with the last 5 tracks. There are 10 songs on it. Not a whole lot of tracks, but I haven't listened to the whole thing of this album, but since I am pretty interested in, since I really love Conor Oberst's work, since he is a very direct songwriter and stuff and has songs that really connect to me, I'm gonna have to put this on here because I have heard little samples of this album, and it is pretty good. So I'm gonna have to put on the whole thing of this album. And in fact, you may remember I reviewed the Bright Eyes album, I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning, last year in November. Because really my favorite Bright Eyes album, because it's so moving and so emotional. Yeah, pretty great record, so yeah. So there you go, there's Letting Off the Happiness by Bright Eyes. And let me get the other vinyls here. And by the way, that Bright Eyes vinyl is a reissue from 2012, because back on May 1st, 2012, I believe, Saddle Creek Records did re-releases of pretty much all the Bright Eyes records on vinyl, which happens to be a collection of songs recorded from 1995 to 1997, all the way up to 2002's Lifted. And the reason I decided to get that over a collection of songs recorded from 1995 to 1997, because yes, his first recordings were pretty good, but as most people would say, he's definitely gotten a lot better at singing and writing songs and playing music and stuff. So that's definitely a true fact right there. So there's letting off the happiness. And I also have another Conor Oberst related album. This is Conor Oberst of the Mystic Valley Band, One of My Kind. I do have the self-titled Conor Oberst solo record along with Outer South. And yes, they are pretty good. I don't think I enjoyed this work as much as Bright Eyes, but since, believe it or not, I was actually introduced to this work by my dad before I discovered Bright Eyes. I know it might shock a few die-hard Conor Oberst fans who really love Bright Eyes, but, you know, that's just how I was. So I got to listen to Bright Eyes, and now that I know quite a bit about him and stuff, I've been sold ever since I got introduced to him by my dad. But this has a bunch of leftover recordings from both sessions. 4 of the tracks were on an EP called Gentleman's Pact, which was only available at Mystic Valley Band shows that they did. And then the rest are like songs recorded during the Outer South sessions. And there is this vinyl and a CD, because most vinyls out there seem to have a CD in there as well. Which is a great thing for anybody who doesn't really listen to much CDs and prefers listening to more vinyl. It's definitely a good idea for them to put the CD in if you want to listen to this in the car, or put it on your iTunes if you've got one like I do, or whatever. And Disc 2 is a DVD of One of My Kind, a feature-length documentary film done by Philip Schaffart. Here's the front, spine, and the back. And songs on here are One of My Kind, the title track, Gentleman's Pact, Karina Karina, which is a traditional folk song, Sin Safeti's song. It's a pretty hard word to pronounce there, but anyway, the rest of the songs are Breezy, Central City, I Got the Reason number 1, Phil's song Learn to Stop Time, in parentheses, Normal, Kodachrome, and White Shoes Reprise. What's weird is that when I put the CD in the car, Mom and I were listening to it, for some reason, track number 7 isn't even I Got the Reason number 1. It's actually I Got the Reason number 2, the Conor Oberst one, while the other one has Jason Bozell singing the lead vocal. So I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't get the right track on the CD, but trust me, not a big deal, because I got over it fast. And Disc 2 says it's One of My Kind, a feature-length documentary film by Philip Schaffart. And the reason I bought this vinyl is because I did see some of the documentary online, not on Coscast when it came out because I was busy on other things and I had different hobbies that like trains and stuff. But I did see somebody has uploaded all parts of the documentary to YouTube. So most of them are in good quality. There's one part in it that wasn't filmed in the greatest quality. It looked like just some pretty bad quality looking camera over in front of a TV. It looked like, but oh well. I'll definitely get better quality of it when I put the DVD in. But this is released. So Saddle Creek Records released that Bright Eyes album. This one was released on Team Love Records, which also released a Bright Eyes live album in 2005 called Motion Sickness. And that would later, I think, be the name of a bunch of rarities on a CD. Anywhere is the lyrics and the liner notes for all the songs. And as for the lead vocalists, as for the different ones, Taylor Hollingsworth sings on Central City. Phil Shaffard, of course, sings on Learn to Stop Time. Nick Freitas sings on Normal, and White Shoes Reprised, which is basically the line, anything you want to do, repeated a few times over an instrumental, as compared to the long 550 version off of Outer South. The two people doing the vocals on those are Nick Freitas and Jason Bozell. So, they're recorded during both sessions. Like, some of them were recorded in Mexico, where the self-titled Conor Oberst solo record was recorded. And then the rest of the tracks were recorded same time as Outer South at Sonic Ranch, that's in a pecan forest in Tornillo, Texas, recorded from November to December of 2008. And then the vinyls. I'll show you them real quick. Taking more time in this. Here's side A. Oh, let me get it out of here. Be real careful. Here's side A. And here's side B. The hole looks a little crooked there. But hopefully the vinyl works pretty well, and hopefully it'll play I Got the Reason #1, since when I put the CD in, surprisingly it played I Got the Reason 2, Conor Oberst's version, when it should have played Jason Bozell's version. But, there's that. Next one I have is the Local Natives, Gorilla Manor, their debut album. Here's the front, spine, and the back. The songs on here are Wide Eyes, are Wide Eyes, Airplanes, Sun Hands, World News, Shapeshifter, Camera Talk, Cards and Quarters, Warning Sign, Who Knows, Who Cares, Cubism Dream, Stranger Things, and a Sticky Thread. So there are 12 songs on this album. This was released in the UK in 2009, in October of 2009, and then here in the US in February of 2010. So anyway, there's a big little poster thing in here that I gotta get out. Wait, let me show you this real quick, this little paper here. It does look a little like a mess there, but just being real busy showing a vinyl haul. Anyway, here's the lyrics and the liner notes, and then the back of this. And here's side A, and side B, and I decided I'm not going to take any more of these vinyls out of the package, but oops, I dropped that. Yeah, those, and then of course the vinyl of the local native's most recent album, Hummingbird. Front spine of this one and the back here. And of course there are the songs there. And the bonus tracks are on here, but only for download. Sort of like the slipcase that you get with the deluxe edition CD, which I have. Here's a little download card here, even though I don't need to use it. But for anyone who thinks, listening to vinyls is a bit crazy and they want to listen to it in a car, that's a good idea for them. It's a shame if they don't always get a download card, but if they have the CD, that's not really a big deal. But anyway, it's this. So I'm going to start here with showing you the poster that came with it. It's a pretty big poster, I must say. And I put the local natives one that came with the CD on the wall, but it's not in there right now, but it's a pretty big poster there. I don't feel like showing it all the way through, but there it is. Pretty cool poster there. And I have reviewed this, I have kind of reviewed this in a video where I did a few short reviews, though. Oh gosh. This is super hard to get out of here. There we go. There we go. And of course this is the booklet with the lyrics. A little bit of artwork here, then the lyrics on the back. And here's the case where the two vinyls are in. There's the liner notes. It was produced by Aaron Dessner, a member of a band called The National, which hopefully someday I should review. Trouble will find me, because I'm really getting into the National's music. Like, that's pretty much how I found out about Aaron Dessner. Anyway, here's side 1 and side B. Here's one that a guy named Stevie Scullion from Ireland sent to me. This is, I think it's a band called Malojian. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it is from Ireland, of course. This album is actually coming out on January 27th. Stevie sent me the CD version of this, and now he sent me the vinyl, which is pretty cool. Anyway, here's the front. And I think this album is supposed to be called The Deer's Cry, because that's what it says on the CD. Here's the front, spine, and the back. The songs on here are The Deer's Cry, Checkmate, Mario, Tea Time Song, Watch the Rain, Winterlude, Often Wonder, All I Need, Julianne, The Old Timer, Do You Believe, and The Glue. And I decided I'm going to stop saying front, spine, and back. Actually, I feel like saying it isn't really a bad idea, so I am going to do it. But anyway, there's a deer like crying on the front. You can see there's like a tear in his eye, which sort of fits in with the fact that I think this is called The Deer's Cry by Malojian. And then a deer on the back, although no tears in his eyes at all. Doesn't seem like. But anyway, this is actually what the front cover of the CD looks like, so I'm showing this. And then the liner notes at the bottom for the songs. There's a horn section on a few of them. Anyway, this side and that side. Doesn't say side A or side B, but you get the idea. of what it is. What's cool is that there's like one side that's red and one side that's black. The different color idea, I think it is pretty cool. I have listened to a little bit of this on the CD, and it is a pretty good album, I will admit that. Here's My Morning Jacket's first album, The Tennessee Fire, also got this at Ka-Chunk. This was released in, I don't know if it was released in May, June, or July of 1999. According to Wikipedia, it says the album was released in May of 1999, but according to AllMusic, it says it was actually released July of 1999, but it's not that important because, you know, the release dates don't matter to me. But anyway, here's the front of this, spine of this vinyl, and the back. And I'm going to open it up, and this is released on Darla Records. There's this record shop in Charlottesville, Virginia that I've been to. It's really cool, called Sidetracks. Last year when I went there, they had a copy of the Tennessee Fire, but I didn't get it, but I do have it on vinyl. So, anyway, let me show you the inside. Looks like Jim James' own handwriting. It looks like just a little bit of the lyrics for the album. And then there's what looks like all the guys with, like, smoking cigarettes or something. Like, because, like, the back cover looks like, you know, a gas station where there's, like, cigarettes and beer and, you know, snacks and stuff. Shows, like, restrooms and ice. Lowest prices in the South. Which, you know, lowest prices in the South sounds pretty worthy to me. Where I could get snacks. Anyway, here's side A. And, like this is side A and side B, which has like a little like kid girl like dancing on a vinyl here. And then here's side B. And once again, the Darla girl on there, because this was released on Darla Records, and I was going to get At Dawn on vinyl for like Christmas or at Ka-Chunk, but Mom decided it would be better to get a CD for Christmas, because that'd be easier to find, which I did get At Dawn, that CD for Christmas, which, you know, you can tell it's definitely old and stuff. And plus it Santa must have had to look far and wide for that. Yeah. Anyway, just gonna put it like this. A few more left to show you. Here's something that a guy from like England or somewhere sent me. Scribble, Every Particle. Front, spine in the back. And it's a 7-inch. It has a few songs on it. The A side has Famous Bethlehem, Famous Man, and Bethlehem. And side 2 and side B has Corridor, Spot of Light, and Thunder. And this was performed by Joshua Price, who was the guy who sent me this. So this is probably his own project, with additional instrumentation played by Catherine Evans, Ian Burkett, and Lewis Griffiths. So anyway, I haven't really gotten out this vinyl, so I'm going to show it to you here. Here's side A and side B. Here's another one that a band sent to me. No, that's not the next one. Next one is a 7-inch that I got at the Sons of Bill concert, the Christmas concert that they did in Charlottesville, Virginia at the Jefferson Theater on December 23rd. This is something they released on Record Store Day. Front and the back. There's no spines on this one, but it has Bad Dancer on the A side and Higher Than Mine on the B side, and it's released on a Charlottesville, Virginia record label called Warhen. While the record label for Sons of Bill on One Town Away was was Gray Fox Records, and the album was produced by Jim Scott, who's worked with like Wilco and Grace Potter and the Nocturnals recently, and a bunch of bands like that. And the record label with them for Sirens has been 30 Tigers, who of course sent me some Jason Isbell stuff, since they wanted me to hear some of like his new album and a few of his other stuff. Anyway, here's a little paper in here, basically shows pictures of all of the band members, along with the names of them, what instruments they play. Nothing too major, just the liner notes for the 2 songs. Bad Dancer was written by James Wilson, who sang the lead vocal on that one, and Higher Than Mine was written by Abe Wilson, who sang the lead vocal on it, which makes sense, because it's sort of like the Lennon-McCartney thing from back in the day, which means if they wrote it, it means they sang on it, which in that case it meant either John or Paul sang on a song, while just there's one guy composing a song and singing the lead vocal on it, unlike the vocal trading duties that the Beatles did with pretty much all 4 of them. A side, and here's the B side. And this says 385th copy out of 500, because they sold like about 500 copies of this to like 500 fans. And I got this at the merch table at the show. There wasn't anybody selling any merch, but obviously the mom that's in the Wilson family, I got to meet her along with Bill Wilson and a few other members in the Wilson family. We handed her the money and she gave us this, which was pretty nice because I wanted it. So now I'll show you this one. Anyway, and this is Strung Like a Horse, live at Lindsay Street. It's just this on the front. On the back, there's basically nothing. But I do have the CD version of this. Strung Like a Horse is a gypsy punk bluegrass band. They sent me this vinyl along with Live at Lindsay Street, the CD, along with their EP, Glad. And they also did a crazy, like zombie killer movie-esque sort of music video for the title track, Glad. And show you the vinyl. Here's the A side, and here's the B side. I haven't really listened to the whole thing of that, but hopefully I will soon. Make it a little mess there because I have so much vinyl, but I'll put it back together later. And of course, here's one that I put on my vinyl player and loved it. Really loved, how romantic the listening experience of this one was. And it's Wanda Jackson's new album, Unfinished Business. This is a really great, country record. Here's the front, spine, and the back. The songs on here are Tore Down, The Graveyard Shift, and My Even in Memory, which is a duet with Justin Townes Earl, who produced this